Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is Metashare. Maybe you've heard switching to Metashare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for Metashare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Metashare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
If you don't want to hear real facts on social and political issues, then stop listening now. Otherwise, stay right here for real issues, real facts with real people.
His name is Joe.
Instead of fighting with these people, what I do is I throw stats at them. Let them go with it.
The Adventures of Joe.
But I've actually even got to the point now when somebody starts arguing with me, prove your facts. I go, now.
All right, what do you say, Joe? What do you say to that?
You didn't prove yours. Mine you can find at the CDC or on the FBI website. You need to do your own homework. Because when you spoon feed them, even when you do that, they tell you you're wrong, even though they have nothing to back it up with. Just like AOC, nothing.
I'm going to deal with topics and issues that'll make you think. The lines are open. You can reach me at 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563.
It's the Joe Messina Show.
We are back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved. Get engaged. Be part of the solution. You know the drill. I don't have to tell you. Do I have to tell you? Because at this point in the game, if I have to tell you, we got a problem. It simply means you just ain't paying attention. You know? Seriously. All right, lots going on tonight. You got the primaries happening in some states. Let me see if I can get an update. Because in all seriousness, I mean, they're all depending on who you're listening to, right? They're all over the place. Let me see. Primary results in yeah, don't you love it? Yeah, a minute ago, and the reason I don't already have it up on the screen, I went to do it a minute ago, and it was telling me, nope, can't have it. Internet not working. I was like, come on. It's getting old living here in North Venezuela. You know what I mean? So, you know, you've got, again, a lot of primaries scheduled out. Primaries for 2026. You know, it's really interesting to see when they started laying these out, who wanted to be where in the primary shuffle, right? Who wanted to be up first, all of that. And I get it. You know, some of them want to just set it. So if you want to go to the list by date, I mean, you're looking at, what is it, Arkansas, North Carolina, Texas, back in March, which is nuts. Mississippi also in March. Was it Illinois, Arkansas, all in March? I don't know how Mississippi, they're gonna have to change some of the stuff. They got a runoff, or they had a runoff. Now you got in May, you have Indiana, Ohio, Nebraska, West Virginia, Louisiana, a whole bunch of them in May. The one everyone's going to be watching like a hawk is in June 2nd, California. See what the shift has done there. It's just great. And you know what the fun thing about all this, too? Right? Everything starts. Don't you love this? Everything starts, the voting, the campaigning, in early, I'd say probably end of August, beginning of September, is when you really start seeing people hit the ground with this, right? And What is it? Let me see if I can find some here. Oklahoma is August 25th. September, you got Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Delaware. And then you get the national in November. So you really only have, in some places, you only have 6 weeks, maybe 8 max. Right? That's, that's simple. 855 Real Joe. 855-732-5563. You've noticed that the Dems, maybe not the ones with big money involved, but I don't know if you've noticed that Dems have backed off of the climate change debacle. You want to talk about a real debacle that's cost millions of dollars and nobody seems to care? So scientists are telling us that if we don't act incredibly boldly within the next 6-7 years, there'll be irreparable damage done to the entire world. Okay? That was made by Senator Bernie Sanders a little more than 6 years ago during the 2020 Democrat presidential primary debate. There's no proof of that. There's no scientific proof, no scientific evidence, nothing. No peer-reviewed paper, nothing. Absolutely nothing. And we're supposed to believe the science, remember. His words follow a familiar pattern for decades. I am not that old, but I'm old enough. I mean, this has been going on since the late 60s. You got 5 years, you got 6 years, you got 5 years, you got 12 years, you got 11 years. This has been going on forever. Now, Sanders' words also follow this pattern, and he has not given, no matter how much this stuff keeps failing, he hasn't given up on it. He must get a lot of money from these groups. I don't know. It's important to recognize another pattern, though. Senator Sanders' career has revolved almost exclusively around promoting socialism. Not just the Democrat kind. He's praised all kinds of brutal foreign regimes, including, the Soviet Union, Nicaraguan Sandinistas. His answers to climate change. Now, you notice at one point in time, right? Climate change was pretty much the reason for everything. There wasn't anything that wasn't because of climate change. People coming over the border, people starving, people in poor countries, violence in poor countries. I guess, Israeli genocide, that wasn't, people wanting to wipe out the Jews. That wasn't climate change, apparently. Just amazing. And the climate's always changing. Despite these claims of alarmists, almost no one denies it, the reality. But the idea that modern climate change is a catastrophic event, is not true. It's not scientifically sound. It's not scientifically backed. It's not true. Really that simple. Now, the biggest example of this about face is a New York Times op-ed recently published. Right? The headline was, "Forget climate change. Democrats need to talk about other issues." We'll hit that on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. Don't go far.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor, Get the Tea. Get the Tea carries all-natural, non-GMO organic teas and supplements made in the USA. Get the Tea's ingredients are the purest available. My favorite is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that when combined really keep things moving. I drink it every day and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors: natural, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is Life Change Tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more.
So go to MyPillow.com or call 800-923-1812 and use promo code AUDIO1 to get the standard MyPillow for only $14.88, the lowest price ever.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
Can't you see what I'm trying to tell you? I love you. Why don't you marry me?
Why, marry you?
You take me and I'll take a vacation. I'll need a vacation if we're going to get married.
We are back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of that solution. In all sincerity, be part of that solution. Don't be part of the problem, okay? Just that simple. All right. I really do appreciate the time you're spending with me, the input that you give me, the notes that you send me. I really do. We don't have to be on the same page. You can tell me how you disagree. You know, you heard earlier tonight, Andrea Kay disagreed with me on something. We're still friends. Still love her to death. Think she's a great person. Now, I was talking about climate change and how the Dems seem to be fading away into the darkness on this one. You know why? Because it was always a hoax. It was always a moneymaker. It was always a hoax. First climate change conference, we had 5 years, we had 8 years, we had 12 years to turn around, and we're all dead and gone. Anybody home? Really? So they've been told that now they have to go on to other issues because this is not working. So Democrats don't have to campaign on climate change anymore. This is according to the New York Times now. Their gospel. The piece wasn't written by some billionaire seeking to steer the Democrats away from regulations that could hurt his bottom line. The author was Matthew Huber, a professional academic who wrote the 2022 book, Climate Change Ends Class War. Now, as the title of his book suggests, Huber's honest about his goals. You know, his throughout his New York Times piece, he discusses the issues of climate change, largely along the lines of optics, right, being used as political jockeying. And it's not the science. Science has never driven us, he said. So, you know, the goal, in other words, he said, is still move the country to the left by electing Democrats, but climate fear-mongering isn't cutting it anymore. Right? The young activist who rose to international fame as a preeminent climate alarmist now seems to spend most of her time spreading Hamas propaganda, calling European immigration policies racist. Remember her? Why did we ever listen to it? I just need to know something. Why did we let a 12-year-old that deep into our economy? I'm kind of curious. I really honestly, I don't understand. Do you? I haven't got a clue. Yeah, just trying to get comfortable here. Anyway, and I do appreciate the time you're spending with me on the air, in the chat room, texting, tweeting. Yes, there you go. So it's good that the left-wing activists and politicians are toning down their climate catastrophizing, even if it's just a strategy retreat from a real failed tactic. I mean, they blew it. They blew it this time, big time. Right? All right, 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved. Get engaged. Right? Be part of the solution. You know, I love Harmeet Dillon. You guys know it. You know why. She was my attorney on a case where she fed it to the judge, didn't let the judge back away from something, and we won the case. So despite evidence to the contrary, liberal voting activists have spent years telling us that cheating concerns, there's nothing to worry about. There's no cheating going on. They talk about those who want to investigate these problems as election deniers. But the FBI and the Department of Justice and Homeland Security are now systematically exposing electoral fraud, from non-citizen voting to ballot box stuffing. Right? I mean, they're not schemes. Look at what's happening. They got video after video after video. The latest strike came Monday when a longtime voting activist in California reached a deal with federal prosecutors. Ready for this? To admit to illegally paying homeless people to sign election petitions, paying people to register to vote. The 2 decades-old scheme leveraged the Democrat-run state tax mail-in voting system. Right? It sends ballot forms to everyone, whether they're asked for them or not. The felony charge and plea deal announced Monday against Brenda Lee Brown, 64 of Marina Del Rey, California, not only signals the investigation into others It's likely to provide legal fodder to Justice Department efforts to force California to turn over its voter registration because of all the abuses. Now, the case and others like it against blue states are working their way through the courts. It's a major initiative by Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon. Prosecutors said that Armstrong spent 2 decades collecting ballot registration forms, including California's high-profile voter initiatives. On occasion, Brown targeted homeless people on Skid Row in Los Angeles, offering them money to fill out the forms, even sometimes letting them use her own address to put on the forms. Now, the plea deal mentioned Armstrong was paid by coordinators to gather signatures for ballots. She used some of that money to enlist people to register. But because her coordinators only paid for signatures attributed to registered voters, she said she endeavored to ensure people who signed her petition were registered voters. The DOJ said in an announcement plea, Armstrong regularly paid and offered to pay individuals cash, usually an amount between $2 and $3. That was to induce them to sign the petition. I mean, some of these people get $6-7 a petition. I'll give up $2 for that. Federal prosecutors have not yet disclosed how many registrations or petition signatures were involved. Nonetheless, the scheme put another powerful admission on record that Americans' election system can be and easily be abused. No kidding. No, really, no kidding. Now, you're seeing more and more of these cases come forward. You're seeing more and more of these cases win. You're seeing more and more of these people admit to voter fraud. This is just after 3 weeks ago. 4 green card resident aliens in New Jersey, they were charged with illegally voting in federal elections and making false statements. Right? Oh, false statements, let me finish, while applying for United States citizenship. And the FBI and Homeland Security cracked this one wide open. Shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a big deal, actually. Similarly, the DOJ secured an indictment in March against an illegal alien from Africa, alleging he allegedly or illegally voted a stunning 7 federal elections in Pennsylvania. Mahdi Sacco, who came to the United States illegally from Mauritania, he was arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers by the FBI in Philadelphia. He's been charged with voter fraud. We got hundreds of these all over the place. Matter of fact, I shouldn't say that. We have tens of thousands of these in many places. Joe Messina, your host. Don't go far. A lot more coming up after the break.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's home ownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. That's 800-378-2250.
Limitations and exclusions apply. First month free with purchase of single plan. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for more details.
Life is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. But here's one thing you can control. Making sure your loved ones are protected if the unexpected happens. At easyplans.com, we make getting life insurance, well, easy. In just a few minutes, you can apply online and buy direct. No awkward phone calls, no confusing jargon, and no agent will contact you unless you request help. Just clear, affordable coverage, designed to fit your life and your budget. Fast approval, flexible plans, and unlike other online insurance sites, Easy Plans won't sell your information to others. So no endless phone calls and text messages. Whether you're just starting a family, buying a home, or thinking ahead, EasyPlans.com has you covered. EasyPlans.com. We make buying life insurance, well, easy.
America's News Update, I'm John Schaefer. The government shutdown is now in its fourth week, hitting millions of Americans. On Saturday, food assistance funding will run out for more than 40 million people. Flight delays are also rising, with more than 1,000 reported today as air traffic control faces staffing shortages.
With SRN News, I'm Jason Walker. Primary elections tonight in Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and Idaho. President Trump's power being felt once again. In the bluegrass state, Ed Gulrain has won the GOP nomination for the House in Kentucky's 4th Congressional District, beating incumbent Thomas Massey. The president had given the nod to Gulrain after Massey broke ranks with him. Public policy expert Matthew Continetti with his predictions on just who is going to be the current frontrunner in 2028 for the Democrats.
Well, as frightening as it sounds, I do think it's Kamala Harris. I think it's fascinating to see, and the support that she's gained, you can see in the black community, which is such an important part of the Democratic Party. She's getting these big crowds on her book tour. I think if she wants to run, she's going to start out as a front runner. You know, declaring her candidacy has never been a problem. It's actually campaigning that's Kamala's problem. And so she might start off as a front runner, but we'll see how the primary goes.
Continetti making his comments on the Scott Jennings Show on the Salem Radio Network. Well, a federal judge causing quite a bit of controversy, banning most ICE arrests in New York immigration courts.
Agents were able to take into custody individuals who were following requirements to appear before immigration judges. U.S. District Judge P. Kevin Castile said in a written decision that while there was a strong governmental interest in enforcing immigration laws, there also was serious interest in letting individuals pursue asylum claims without fear of arrest. He also noted that federal agents still can detain individuals.
He really is an idiot.
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Not for very much longer.
I've got to keep control.
Yes, we are. We're back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. I know, aren't you tired of hearing me say that? It's real simple to fix. How about this? Right? How about you get involved? How about you get engaged? How about you pay attention? Now, I know some of you are. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if it applies to you, it's going to hit a little tinge point for you. If it doesn't, you're going to go, oh, yeah, okay, I already do that. Talking about voter fraud that's going on that doesn't happen, according to Democrats. Right? Last month, the New Jersey Attorney General Office announced that a former mayoral candidate pleaded guilty after he attempted to file numerous fraudulent voter registration applications. Right? I mean, there's just more and more and more of these. Gotta love them. Right? I gotta love the fact that they got caught, I'll put it that way. 5 Democrat Party members in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and Philadelphia, were criminally charged with numerous counts of voter fraud. I'm still looking for the Republican ones here. Right? Now, this is fraud on state and federal levels regarding mail-in ballots. The city of Bridgeport, Connecticut had to redo primary general elections last year after evidence surfaced of alleged ballot harvesting in a Democrat mayoral primary. A jury in March also convicted a Wisconsin man of election fraud and identity theft after he requested a ballot of a state Republican Assembly Speaker. I mean, I'm not going to go through them all, but there's a bunch of them here. Okay? And you're talking about thousands of ballots, not 2 here, 2 there, 1 here. Yeah, there are onesie twosies, don't get me wrong. But you look at some, there's a boatload of them here. And nobody, and we don't have a problem? None of them would change an election? Yes, actually they would. Okay? Just that simple. 855 Road. I am irritated that we've allowed them for so long to get away with this. Right? No, really. We've allowed them to get away with this for so long that now when you're trying to clamp down on it, they don't know why. So, and in California, it's even worse. It's blatant. It's in your face. Many of us, I mean, when I used to watch polls 100 years ago, we used to watch polls, and you would see somebody come in the days when you could check to see who voted, and they would come in and they would look around, and they would look at the voter rolls, and they would see who came and didn't come, because we did the same thing as Republicans. We would report back, and we'd get people to get on the phone, call those people, say, hey, you need to get out to vote. We need you out to vote. We see you haven't voted yet. So, anyway. So these guys, and we'd see these people would leave, and they were common to many of the polling places. You know, you'd call around, you'd talk to each other and say, that same woman or that same guy was going place to place to place, right? And you would see them leave, and the next thing you know, what would happen? A van would pull up. Usually a white van. Interesting. White van would pull up, and you'd have a bunch of people get out. People that, when you hung out, barely spoke English. And they would get out and vote. And they would be totally instructed on how to vote. Just, again, just amazing. And yet, the Dems keep saying, when you have proof of it, you see it, you watch it happening. They say it doesn't happen. Oh, it doesn't happen with enough frequency, or it doesn't really happen to the point where it's going to change an election. But that's not true. It's been proven it's not true over and over and over. How many times can I say this? And over again. Right? Okay, Spencer Pratt. Some of you heard that name. He's running for mayor of LA. Right? Online influencer, you know, just a lot to talk about with him. And at first I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know, he's appealing to the young kids and watch him and listen to him and have been following him. I saw the commercials start to come out and said, wow, you know, this doesn't mean he's going to win, but these commercials are great. They're hitting these guys right between the eyes. And they don't know what to do with it. He is scaring them for sure. So, the Brentwood Park fundraiser that sparked, I mean, this is just amazing. Catherine McPhee and her husband, legendary music producer David Foster, they recently opened their Brentwood Park home to a host of lavish fundraisers for Spencer Pratt. And now the event quickly captured headlines, particularly after McPhee delivered a memorial performance that directly challenged the current political leadership of Los Angeles. I'm hoping they start to see that in many ways the Republicans are on the same page as them. But McPhee's performance included a rewritten version of her hit song, Over It. She targeted incumbent Mayor Karen Bass. Her altered lyrics referencing issues like city management, public safety. Yeah, that they don't really care about. Now, Pratt got into this because of what he saw with the Pacific Palisades fires that wiped out his home and 10,000 other buildings. Right? He's accused the current administration of how bad they were, how bad they handled it, how they haven't resolved anything yet, really. And Bass hasn't remained silent about all this. You know, her team, they've issued statements defending her, of course. telling you the city crisis response was fantastic, wonderful, great, which is a line of crud. We all know it here. You know, and Hollywood's actually moving away from these Dems. Between what Gavin Newsom has done to them and Bass and a few others, they've about had it. Spencer Pratt has reportedly garnered quiet support from other Hollywood figures. This signals a real change for these people. Maybe the city's tired of what they see. It used to be a wonderful city, a great city. Right? This growing celebrity backing suggests a willingness by some in the entertainment world, right, to embrace an outsider candidate. Pratt's campaign is challenging the traditional political establishment, as well it should. You know, like I said, Trump's line the first time around, you've been voting for them, in Chicago for 60 years. You got nothing. You're no better off. Give me a chance. Allow me to have a shot. So, the upcoming mayoral race has got immense stakes for Los Angeles. The city grappling with complex challenges from housing to public safety. Pratt, one of the other contenders in the race, she came out in not a press release, but in an interview. And she's talking about, if you really want to fight climate change, we have to ban backyard barbecues. That was her thing. With everything else going on, I mean, I am sure that the fires that the homeless people are lighting under the bridges and everywhere else aren't causing any trouble at all. They have no effect on the ecosystem, right? Only people try to have a backyard barbecue. And the sad part about it is that most people are so ignorant in LA City, especially, because they just listen to the Democrat mantras. They're so ignorant to this stuff that when they go to the store to buy charcoal for their backyard barbecue, and the guy says, can't sell it to you anymore, you can't have a backyard barbecue, they're going to be furious. Who did this? Who said this? It's just amazing how they operate. We can't light fires in our fireplace. It's against the law in LA County. So why have a fireplace? Pretty looking. Oh, you can do the fake gas ones. The only problem with that is, anybody know? Anybody? The problem is they're trying to do away with natural gas. They want to go to all electricity. And the funny thing about it is you can't have nuclear plants. They want to go all electricity. Do you know we can't fire them by coal? They're fired by natural gas. These people can't think past their elbows. Be back in a little bit. Don't go far. A lot more coming up after the break.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses Oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
Attention timeshare owners. Tired of the financial stress? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't or can't use your timeshare anymore? If any of these apply to you, then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation and get the relief you need now. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. That's certainly better than my grades. They even offer a 100% client satisfaction guarantee. Let one one of their experienced lawyers evaluate your case and explain the process. If they take you as a client, they'll work on your case until it's resolved in your favor, guaranteed. Expect great service and a close working relationship with your lawyer, keeping you informed every step of the way, protecting your rights, interests, and even your credit. It's that simple. Even a kid like me could understand it. The consultation is free. Call today.
800-875-1853. 800-875-1853. That's 800-875-1853.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real, aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Use promo code TREAT at checkout and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. That's 800-871-3291.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215.
You know, you two girls have everything. You're tall and short and slim and stout and blonde and brunette. And that's just the kind of a girl I crave.
We are back. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe. 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. Love it when you are, right? I mean, whether we agree or not, it's still nice to have a conversation back and forth, right? Because there is a lot going on. There is a lot to discuss through, right? So when I peruse stories, I mean to write these titles down or copy them over. I look through them and I see things like, they say Trump freezes in the mid rant of the speech and then moves on to something totally different, questioning his cognitive abilities, his mental state, right? Then they talk about how he's taking more naps now, or he seems to have more downtime now than he did before, questioning his help and his ability. After seeing him pretty much run down the red carpet in China, that didn't seem to faze them at all. Right? No, I think it's hilarious. They're so focused on this. I'm glad they care about his health. And yet still nothing on Joey B. Not a word all that time that he was in office, talking to a group of trees, waving at people that didn't exist. I mean, seriously, think about it. Again, just amazing. And then you're looking at Mark Cuban, right? These are just some stupid little stories when you hear what's going on. When Mark was constantly pounding on Trump, and I mean continuously, the Democrats loved him. You know, another billionaire going after a billionaire. Look at that. He knows what Trump's about. He travels in the same circles, yada, yada, yada. Bunch of crap. Just a total bunch of crap. Right? And you look at this and you say, okay, so now Cuban comes out and says, hey, I like this Trump RX thing. I think it's a good idea. I've been trying to do, and he's right, he has been working on affordable drugs, prescription drugs to people forever. And now he's got a president that actually listened to him, even though this guy was on his case on a regular basis. Right? Now all of a sudden, Cuban's an idiot. He doesn't have a clue. He must have been one of him all along. It's like, stop. Can you just stop it? Are you guys really that bad? Are you really that hateful? Yes, they are. I'm going to answer the question for you. They are. All right, back to Governor Newsom here in California. He's come out and said in a conference, he said he can't celebrate Independence Day because of what President Donald Trump has done to the country. So he's got to blow off a 250-year anniversary of the country because of what one president said. Right? He said, I'm done winning arguments. He really thinks he wins these arguments? With all due respect to the niceties, it feels good, but we're going to lose our republic. Ooh, he changed his comments a little bit too. Right? Remember, he's been calling it democracy forever. The founding fathers did not live and die for this moment, Newsom said. I can't celebrate the 4th of July, the best of Roman Republic and Greek democracy, co-equal branches of government. You know, popular sovereignty. The rule of law. I'm surprised his tongue doesn't catch fire. Right? I mean, look at what he's trying to do now, because he doesn't like the fact that the Republicans could end up with 2 at the top. He's going to try to circumvent that law. Before, it's been there for years, the guerrilla primary. Now he doesn't like it because it is not going to make him happy. Right? He said, I remember spending 90 minutes with Trump in the Oval Office and think he honestly thought everything was his. He was showing me the declaration, his declaration. The White House to him is a prize. Well, the governorship to you is a dictatorship. You think you have total power in the state, and you don't. He threatens the legislators. He's got 2/3 power up there. He decided he didn't like what the voters voted for, capital punishment. The voters have voted for it twice. He doesn't care. So he's frozen capital punishment. He doesn't care. He doesn't care what you want. He's become a multi-billionaire in office. How does that... If any Republican did that, you guys would be questioning it up one side and down the other. You question the fact that Trump has made money while he's in office. Nowhere near the percentage amount that Obama made. He's come out multi-billionaire, went in, I think it was worth less than $1 million or just a little over. No questions. about Nancy Pelosi, about AOC, about Omar. You're disingenuous people. These are not things that you really care about. Anyway. So you look around. Yeah, I can't do this anymore with him. He just makes me nuts. Right? He has blown billions and billions of dollars in his state. He has given no bid contracts to friends and his wife. The FBI, you know what? The FBI, the DOJ, they need to go in and just take it to him. This is so old. Take it to him. Take the no-bid contracts to him. Take the money that's going to his wife and other organizations. Because that's where he wanted it to go. Take it to him. Don't let him get away with it. Right? But the longer it goes, the more you let it set in, the harder it is to get anything done. Or I should say, the harder it is to stop him. And then you wonder why. You wonder why these people scream so much. Anyway, 855-REAL-JOE, or send me an email, joe@joemessina.com, joe@joemessina.com. All right, a couple of quick videos if I can pull them off. Let's see if I can. I try to. Yeah, here's a black woman that's had it. She's had it with the way black folks are treated by the Democrat Party. Been a Democrat all her life. And so when I hear these things, when I run these things for you guys, it's not because I want to prove, oh, look, I found a black person that agrees with me. Because you'll never hear them. You'll never hear them on any other show. They don't want you to. Because then what happens is it cracks your whole narrative. They're really screwed when people like this speak up. And then they'll say, well, that's just a minority. Or I should say it this way. It's just a minority of the black community. Can you just, they can never say that this is truly the party of non-responsibility. Because they can never say, you know what, we blew that. Now, you do have some prominent Democrats coming out now saying things like that. You know, we blew that. That was a wrong call on that one. Here, take a listen to this one. Maybe I can make it work. No guarantees. Here we go. Maybe not. There we go.
That's why I'm a drug dealer. My ancestors were slaves. That's why I'm out here toting guns. My ancestors were slaves. That's why I'm out here going to clubs, popping bottles, and getting drunk. My ancestors were slaves. That's why I'm out here can't find a job. Because my ancestors were slaves. See how stupid that sounds? There's no accountability for your choices that you choose to do in life. Let's make it make sense here. Every single time somebody has something to say about the black community, you keep on bringing up the fact that your ancestors were slaves. Do you even know your ancestors? How do you even know your ancestors were slaves? Because you're black? It wasn't only black people that were slaves. And this is what's so insane to me, that you guys feel so entitled for slavery, like you guys been through it. Like you guys know your ancestors, like your ancestors were a slave. Where's the accountability? Your ancestors are free. They got free. And then look at what you're black behind doing with your free will and holding on to your free will, damaging.
Oh, perfect. No, seriously. I mean, I'm not looking to find people who agree with me. That's not the point here. But the point here is to show you that, look, there are some people that are seeing through this now. There are some people that are seeing the truth behind all of this. Right? Here's another good one. Let's see if I can get this one in. Clinton calls our young people ignorance on the Palestinian issue. And you know what? He is so right. You guys are just amazing. It's so right that he does this. Take a look. You know the voice. I don't have to play the thing. Take a listen. Oh, come on, Billy.
Tragedies of the 21st century. And when I tell the young people, for example, who are understandably, in America, let's say they're super sympathetic with the Palestinians.
All right, screwed that one up. Sorry, I'm going to save it for tomorrow. Be back with you tomorrow. Don't go far. A lot more. Don't leave town. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe you can join me.